Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. Okay, so now we discuss about passive transport first. Okay, so in the previous video, I already explained about the definition of the passive transport. Okay, tapi tak apa, saya akan ulang semula so you can refer to this handout. So what is passive transport? It is the movement of substance from high concentration to low concentration gradient, or you can also write movement of substance down its concentration gradient. Okey, sebab apa? Dia membawa maksud yang sama, across plasma membrane without using energy. Okay, so if you look at the types of the passive transport, okay, so kalau kita tengok based on this handouts, okay, so it has 3 types. The first one, simple diffusion. Second, facilitated diffusion. Another one, osmosis. Okay, so right now we look at the simple diffusion first. Okay, for simple diffusion, based on its definition, it is the movement of substance across plasma membrane from high concentration to low concentration gradient without using energy. Okay, so what is the substance? Okay, which we considered as simple diffusion. The first one, it will involve non-polar or uncharged molecule, and then substance across the phospholipid bilayer easily. Okay, so means that for simple diffusion, it does not need help from the transport protein. Okay, and then for this one, okay, here you have to add gradient. Okay, high concentration to low concentration gradient. Okay, and then the rate of diffusion, if you look at this part, okay, it is depends on the first one, concentration gradient, second, surface area, and then third, distance over which diffusion take place. Okay, and then number 4, size of diffusing molecule. 5, medium. The last one, temperature of the solution. Okay, so if you look at the rate of diffusion, okay, if you look at this paper, okay, so rate of diffusion depends on the first one, concentration gradient. So how concentration gradient can affect the rate of diffusion? Okay, so if you look at here, the higher the concentration gradient, the higher or increase the rate of diffusion. Okay, so kalau awak tengok for the example here, okay, so let's say here it has 2 compartment. Okay, the compartment A, the concentration gradient is 50 millimole, but for compartment B, its concentration gradient is higher millimole. Okay, so kalau awak tengok based on its differences, kalau concentration gradient dia adalah lebih tinggi, maksudnya rate of diffusion dia akan jadi lebih tinggi juga. Okay, so kalau kita bezakan, okay, so means that, okay, the sucrose solution here, okay, it will move daripada compartment B to the compartment A. Because of what? If you look at this substance, okay, it will move from higher concentration gradient to low concentration gradient. Okay, and then the next factor, surface area. So if you look at the surface area, the higher the surface area, the higher or increase the rate of diffusion. Okay, so kalau kita compare, let's say this is compartment A, this is compartment B. Okay, so kalau awak tengok dekat sini, untuk compartment A, okay, surface area dia adalah tinggi. Okay, dia punya selectively permeable membrane here. Okay, tetapi bila kita reducekan, okay, the selective ataupun bila kita reducekan the membrane here, so what happen? The rate of diffusion will be decreased. So that's why the surface area also can affect the rate of diffusion. Means that the higher the surface area, so the higher the rate of diffusion. Okay, and then third, we look at the distance over which diffusion take place. Okay, so the shorter the distance of diffusion, the higher rate of diffusion. Okay, so means that kalau kita tengok for this compartment, okay, dia punya distance tu adalah long distance lah, jauh di antara jarak molekul untuk diffuse tu, dan juga kita katakan dari segi dia punya selectively permeable membrane. So what happen? Dia punya rate of diffusion will become lower. But if you look at this compartment, okay, awak akan nampak distance tu adalah lebih dekat, short distance. So that's why it will cause higher rate of diffusion. Okay, And then next, for the size of the diffusing molecule, so we look at its size. Okay, so the smaller the size of molecule, the higher rate of diffusion. Maksudnya kalau size of the molecule tu adalah kecil, dia akan diffuse dengan lebih cepat compare dengan molecule yang lebih besar. Okay, and then for medium, if the medium is less dense or less viscous, maksudnya kita tengok dari segi dia punya viscosity ataupun kelikatan. Okay, so what happen? The rate of diffusion will be increase. Okay, so kalau kita compare, contohnya kita letakkan solution ataupun kita letakkan substance tu di dalam air dan juga di dalam oil. Okay, so dari segi viscosity of air tu adalah lebih rendah. So that's why kita boleh compare di situ, substance tu akan diffuse dengan lebih cepat. Okay, compare kita kata medium tu adalah di dalam oil lah. Okay, so particles will be able to move more quickly and will diffuse faster. Okay, and then the last factor, temperature of the solution. So the higher the temperature of solution, the higher rate of diffusion. Because of what? If the temperature is increased, so the kinetic energy of the molecule also will be increased. Okay, so that's why the rate of the diffusion also will be increased. Okay, alright, so now we look at the example of the substance here. Okay, so for the simple diffusion, the example of the substance, you can give hydrocarbon, okay, carbon dioxide and also oxygen gases. Okay, because of what? All of this we consider as a non-polar molecule. So that's why dekat sini saya dah state kan dekat sini. So kalau untuk simple diffusion, it will involve non-polar or uncharged molecule. Okay.